All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, who through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, are the elders and the apostles of all of Israel today. All right, whether you can receive that or not, and peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect who are pushing this truth in sincerity, and in charity and in faith. All right, striving for this crown, and who will be found blameless and spotless before Yahweh through His Son Yahushai Hamashiach. All right, and we're doing the best we can to get this condition up off of us that we've been brought up under. Casting off that old man and, establishing our households to the best of our ability, man. And, this topic is going to be, because brothers have, kids and, whatever the case might be, and we love our children, man. But the fact of the matter is that we choose Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai first. All right, and these other things come afterwards. All right, that's the order and that's the establishment that should be within every household of every Israelite.
And if I may say, look at, what was it, Abraham?
God.
Man, he was about to put his son to death for the Most High, man.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yep.
So, just like his spirit, according to the Most High's will, man. That's what type of spirit we would have to be in, man.
Yep. Con. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into some scriptures, man. But there's a lot of death coming, especially for these young children. And the Most High ain't no respecter of persons, man. All right, so it don't matter if you're young, old, or whatever the case might be. Let me go ahead and grab that to start out with. This is going into Romans 2:11. It reads, "For there is no respecter of persons with the Heavenly Father." Okay? So there ain't no respecter of persons with Him, man. So it don't matter if you're old, young, or whatever the case is. The Most High just don't give you no kudos or no credit just for being young. All right?
For other examples, man, of being of titles, man. Especially on this side, you get a lot of people that are prideful, whether if it's on their slavery on this side, man. You run into a lot of people like that. So, when it comes down to this, like the scripture has said, man, it's not a respecters of persons. So, towards the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are, man, who you think you are. It's the Most High's will, man, and it will be done.
God. Yep, that's right, man. And part of that is, judgment being brought to the children. This is 2 Kings 2:23, just to grab an example. It said, "And he went up from thence unto Bethel," because there's a lot of these kids, man. A lot of these unruly kids are going to be catching death, man. I was just at the playground the other day. Took my kids up to play, and I'm hearing this young little Jake bragging and boasting about how he has guns, how he has firearms, and so on and so forth. And then meanwhile you got a bunch of little Jake girls playing some rap video and like twerking to it, young little girls, man. All right, so these kids, they've been brought up under their parents' folly, man.
Oh, that's right, man.
So naturally, as the parent is going to catch judgment, so is their child. And that's why we're trying to establish our household to the best of our ability, man. So our household will get passed over.
Oh, that's right. And then and towards the end of the day, man, just like the brother, just back up what the brother was talking about the wickedness of this rulership that we're under, man. These kids are being taught the way of the heathen.
Yeah, transgender rights are now being taught in school.
It's okay. It's all right. No, man. Hey, the Bible says otherwise, man. So towards the end of the day, yeah, man. You got to really think about it. These kids are going to have to put to death, man. It's just like I was talking to a brother about how how you have I don't know if you have animals or whoever may be watching this, but if they say when you get a dog that you're supposed to train it when it's a pup. And that way their brain is like a sponge, so it absorbs more. But after it starts growing up and everything, it can't be taught no more, man. And it sort of reminded me of the state that we're in today. All these younger kids that are being taught this, and eventually now they're getting into that state where, roughly paraphrasing off that script, man, or that old wine. So they're gonna have to be put to death for the things that they absorb, man.
Yep. This is 2 Kings 2:23. It says, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children. All right, an example of unruly little children, man. And let's see what the Most High did to them. All right, because mind you, we don't lay our hands on anybody, man. Vengeance is for the Most High, as it is written. But going on, it says, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him and said unto him, go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head. And he turned, and you could hear the way that little kids mock too. It says, and he turned back and looked on them, and let's see what he did. If he beat them up, if he threw a rock at them, it says, and cursed them in the name of Yahweh. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and they tear 42 children of them. So these kids would be running too, man. So the Most High either put some fear within these children, and these bears just went in there just tearing through them so quick and so vicious that they took out 42 of them, man. Yeah. It says, and he went from thence unto Mount Carmel. So he just went about his business, threw the curses out, and then went about his business, man. All right, but you're just an example showing you what's coming to these children, man. All right, it's like it's written, keep your daughter in straitly, lest with much liberty she abuse herself. You got to keep your kids in straitly, man. All right, it says, Khan, that's good on that.
A good scripture, just to roughly paraphrase on what you just said right there, brother. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death, man. And yeah, man, we're walking in that on a daily basis, man. Like the brother said, we definitely got to walk on eggshells while we're here, man.
Yep.
It's like one lesson that I did a ways back was talking about the tightrope, man. It's like walking on a tightrope, man. You don't know what the hell's underneath you. It might be a fucking a pool of sharks, or so on and so forth. But towards the end of the day, you just got to keep your balance within this place, man. Righteously.
Yep. This is Ezekiel 9, and let's see, verse 8. It says, and it came to pass while they were slaying them. Wait, so who was getting slayed? All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep reading, and then we'll back up. It says, and I was left that I fell upon my face and cried and said, O Lord Yahweh, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel in thy pouring out thy fury upon Jerusalem? Now let's see what that fury was that he was talking about. Verse 6, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. So you see, man, these little children are gonna have to catch death, man. All right, because they've been showing incorrect examples on how to operate themselves, man. You want to act like a bunch of niggas and spicks and coons and redskins, and that you're gonna die like them, man. Mm-hmm. All right, it says, but come not near any man upon who is the mark, and it's talking about the mark of mercy, all right, being passed over. It says, and begin at my sanctuary, right? Begin at the house of Yahweh. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And what happened? Going down to verse 8. And it came to pass as they were slaying them. All right, so he fell on his face and was screaming, man. That's how terrifying it was, this vision that Ezekiel had seen. All right, and this is the same death that's coming, man. All right, let me go ahead and just grab a couple more here, brother. And if you want to add anything, go ahead. This is Deuteronomy, let's see, 21, and verse 18. It says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, and this is going back to the law, to show you that, once again, there ain't no respecter of persons, man. It says, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that, because, it's a rebellious seed. It says, when they have chastened him, all right, told him where he was going off, hey, you're in trouble, this and that. It says, will not hearken unto them, but, even when this kid is chastened, he still won't listen, man. This is verse 19. That's why the book of Proverbs tell you to spare the rod on a fool, because he ain't going to learn nothing. You could beat him till he's black and blue and ain't nothing's going to change. So the only natural remedy is death, just like it shows on Tales of the Hood. All right, this dude, they give him all these different chances to try to break it down to him. What he's doing is wrong, killing his own brothers. And it still comes to the point where this dude just screaming, I don't give a fuck, and then comes back to reality and he gets killed. Mm-hmm. He gets killed by some other Jakes. All right, so, the chastisement won't do much for, a 2/3, man. Verse 19, it says, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of the city and unto the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of this city, this is our son. This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. Verse 21, and all the men of the city shall stone him with stones, that he shall die. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. That's putting the evil away from among you. So this evil is going to be put away, man, by the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai.
If I may say, I've been getting into the book of Esther, and that beginning chapter gets into talking about the king of Yashar, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, and anyways, though, it was the queen, man. The queen was being rebellious as hell, man. And what happened was all the other women looked upon that and took that in as well, man. Mm-hmm. She sort of just held up sort of, I guess, an evil or unrighteous banner standard for these women to think that that's okay to be able to go against a man's rule. So, just like the brother was saying, hey, if they ain't gonna get right, hey, that you got to put away that evil, man. So in that way, it doesn't spread to others, man.
Yep.
Like we go out week in and week out, each and every brother that is pushing this truth and sincerity on the highways and byways, we are that standard, man. We're holding that standard, so and yeah.
Yes, you got to do your best to set the standard, man. Pick up the plow and push, so to speak. This is going on Sirach 30:1. It says, he that loveth his son causeth him oft to fill the rod, that he may have joy in him at the end. Right, chastise him, to correct him, man. That's the same with us, man. You come into this thing, you're going to be chastised, you're going to be reproved. All right, but in that happening, you'll have room to grow, man. Verse 2 is to see the scriptures tell us how to be a proper father, how to be a proper parent. Okay? And we got to understand, man, that if you don't do your job as a parent, then your child will be put to death, point blank, period, man. All right? And we just got to have that spirit. It is what it is, man. We know Jacob's trouble's coming up. All right? The odds are slim to receive salvation anyway. But with that being said, man, we're still going to try to do what we can to establish our households and find mercy in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right. All right, but no matter what happens, man, we got to hold on to that plow and keep on running, man. All right. It says, he that chastiseth his son shall receive joy in him and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Right. He's going to look good because your child is growing righteously and not looking like an unruly child or a rebellious son whom we just read about examples being put to death. All right, and the prophecies of them going to be put to death. Verse 3 says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends shall rejoice before him. Right, rejoicing towards the works of your son, and grieving in your enemy, man. Just like it's written, that there be I forget exactly how it words, roughly paraphrasing, but there's no greater honor than a man to see this, the prospering of his children and the downfall of his enemies. All right, they go hand in hand, man. Verse 4, it says, though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead. Right, because he's grown and he's been spiritually quickened, because you gave him that foundation to take it and grow. All right, you lead them to water, man. It's up to them to drink. All right, you lead them to the everlasting fountain. All right, of everlasting life. And then it's up to them to drink it, man. We can't make them drink it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It says, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. Right. Following in your footsteps. Just like the brother was saying, man, setting those examples. All right, setting the standard. Verse 5, while he lived, all right, you got a kid and you're not doing what you can, you're not praising the Most High, you're not showing him how to worship and praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, to thank Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, then these are things that he's not going to do, man. But he sees you just acting like a nigga, partying, bullshitting, and that's what he's going to think is okay and learn how to do. All right, you see these kids growing up with no father, and their mom's running around with all kind of different niggas in and out the house, then they're going to grow up thinking that that's just the way it is. That's how it's supposed to be. And especially if she got a daughter, man, then that's just that never-ending cycle going on.
You okay if I grab a scripture?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. I'm going to keep going while you grab it. This is verse 5. It says, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels shall be troubled at every cry. So at the same time, you can't give him too much, man. There has to be a balance. All right, just like us, man. If Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gave you more than you could handle, man, you'd crack. All right, sometimes it feels like we got more than we could handle, but through the Spirit, man, he always gives us just the right amount. All right, so we got to find that balance with our own children, depending on whatever situation is going on.
Is it okay if I get?
Go ahead, brother.
Just to back up on what you were saying, this is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. And that's what you got going on this side, man. You got people lovers of their own selves, man, and like the brothers, if you ain't gonna get your house in order, man, you're gonna have that rebellious ass house going on, man.
Yep. That's right, Con. And going on verse 8, it says, and a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and that word headstrong means self-willed to abstain. All right, so somebody being headstrong, meaning they're gonna have it only their way, and they're gonna get it only their way. All right, and it says, and a child left to himself will be willful. Right, so he's gonna be on the same thing, man. Whatever his will is, he's gonna take it, and not thinking twice, man. Not using these scriptures to filter the way that he operates in order for him to live, and in order for thy seed to continue and live, because your child's seed that is going to be your continual seed, man, and you're going to come back through that seed. They're going to be brought up acting like a goddamn nigga because that's how you were, or you could try to establish this righteousness, man.
That's right, man.
I was at the what do they call it, the graveyard the other day. We got all a bunch of family over there or whatever, that gave up the ghost, so to speak, man. But there's a lot of mashapat. I was wondering, I was standing there, I was looking around, and just kind of acknowledging all the things that had happened, to cousins and uncles and aunts and, so on and so forth. And there's a lot of heavy judgment, man, that's happened.
Huh.
And it just makes me, made me reflect on that just now, breaking this down and reading on it. You want your seed to be established in righteousness, man, because that's in a sense, that's you. All right. In reality, that's you.
Huh.
All right. Going on verse 9, it says, "Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to a heaviness." So you got to know, how to be austere.
Huh.
You can't just be playing with your kid all day long, and you got to actually be a parent, man, not just a friend.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Is like you get a lot of these parents that try to be your friend.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's okay. You can tell me anything, this and that. I'm your friend.
Yep. No, you got to establish the way it is, man. You got to tell them, hey, look, this is the way it is, and if it ain't, then it's your ass.
Huh.
Verse 10, it says, "Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end." Right. So learn how to be austere, man. It shows that in the game God of War, the new one, man, because he's rolling around with his son, and he's very austere. Very austere, and he, showing him, look, this is the way it is, or you're gonna die. So if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, but you're gonna die. Just,
Right.
So you got to be austere, man. Knowing the seriousness of teaching your child, and if it goes wrong, then where it could end up.
Huh.
It says, and this is how to show love to your kid, man. It ain't going and getting him candies and every toy that he wants.
Even if he did bad.
Yep. Verse 11, it says, "Give him no liberty in his youth." What's that mean? Freedom. Give him no freedom within his youth. "And wink not at his follies," meaning don't let him pass by. Like, oh, I know what you just did, but it'll be all right this time. No, wink not at him, man. Meaning let that austerity show. All right. Otherwise, he's gonna think he's gonna get away with it next time too.
That's right. Just like that, that's why I brought up the situation of when you're raising a young pup. When you're training them young and everything, you got to teach them right away, man. Especially if you're potty training them. And it's like they'll end up taking a shit and piss anywhere they want. Hey, man, you got to put your foot down, man. You got to put their face in it, man, and show them that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And sometimes out of it, you might have to kick their ass a little bit. Show them who's boss. And towards the end of the day, man, hey, that like the brother was saying, that's showing austerity, man.
Yep. This is verse 12. It says, "Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child." And this don't mean for brothers to go and pick up a baseball bat and beat the hell out of your kid. All right. It's just showing you, to be austere when you have to be, man. And with that being said, we do all things within the law, not only within the scripture to the best of our ability, but also, in the land.
Huh.
Caesar's law to the best of our ability, because what's the use if you end up getting locked up and you ain't there to break these things down to your child, man?
That's right. You gotta be have that balance. Be that spirit. Be in the spirit of righteously doing judging, man.
Yep.
Because if not, like the brother was talking about, man. Man, there's this one song I listened to, and it was talking about this young Jake saying that his pops or something. So, something with his pops. He ended up going off and everything when put to prison, man. His kid ended up being rowdy as fuck after that. He even admitted it.
Yep, yeah, because they don't have nobody there to teach them right from wrong anymore. All right, and Esau don't give a damn, man. Matter of fact, Esau wants you to do wrong. Yep. It says, "Lest he wax stubborn, and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son, and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. Better is the poor being sound and strong in constitution than the rich man that is afflicted in his body." And that's, that pretty much hits the main point that we're getting at, man. Through the Spirit, death is coming for these children, man. So us as potential members of the elect, we got to be establishing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right, within your house, all right, and all around you, man. And, you know, if they don't listen, then hey, you know, what did it say in the law, man? Death is coming from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. If they don't listen, then it's their ass.
And like we, you know,
blood off of your hands.
Exactly, and like we always get up on, is if they ain't gonna get right on this side, man. Yeah, in the kingdom, everybody will be put right, man.
They won't have a choice, man. They got to just be reboot, just like that dude at camp came by and talking all kinds of stuff, and a random Jake just came up and beat him up, just knocked him out, man. This dude got up and, you know, just somebody the whole reset button was pushed on this guy. You know, totally different person after he got knocked out, and that's what has to happen to these 2/3, man. A spiritual KO. All right, that'll come in the form of thermo nuclear ballistic missiles, man. All right, but with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, and peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect of the house of Israel, man. Beginning with 144,000 all the way on down to the women and the children who truly believe and seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man.
Yahweh Mahar and Habatah.
Khan Yahweh Mahar wa Habatah to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.